Good morning, everyone. Time for another update. And today we're going to do part 2 on the Flowing Money series. And as I explained in the part 1, we were going to talk about the obstacles to flowing money. And just to briefly recap, last time on part 1 we talked about the 2 higher dimensional principles or concepts that control how we flow money. And one was called the energy account, and the other one was called the Universal Post Office. And I want to say thank you to all of those who sent me emails and thanking me for those, and that it really helped them. I mean, it's always good to hear that, because you know, after a while you sit here and you do these video messages and you wonder, are they making any impact at all on people? And to get those emails, really thank you very much. That's all I can say. Thank you very much. Anyway, okay, so the obstacles, I'm sitting here looking at my list. The obstacles to flowing money, there are several obstacles. So we're going to go through as many as we can in about 7 minutes, and then if I need to do another one on the obstacles, then I will. Okay, number 1, too many obligations. As we talked about with the energy account in part 1, you only have so much energy every day that you bring in, and that energy, what we mean by that is life force. And energy, of course, is free. Everybody can get as much as they want, but what limits you is the amount of fears that you have. And these fears are obviously based on your belief systems. And of course, the belief systems trigger the fears, or trigger the emotions, and then we act out of the emotions, and the actions, and when we keep repeatedly doing them over and over, become the behaviors. And each one of those behaviors requires energy. I mean, to do anything, it requires energy. So behaviors are energy consumers, if you will. One of the patterns that many of us have is that we must always be doing in order to achieve a sense of accomplishment, because if we accomplish, then we are useful. And the core belief behind that is that we must earn our right to exist every day. We have gotten away from the higher dimensional integrated belief that we don't have to earn our right. We can just be. I mean, we have that. It's an inherent right, because we're a soul in this universe. We don't have to earn it. It's ours by right. But somewhere along the way, in this whole game of learning to integrate light and dark, we decided to, in order to grow and and become more than we were before, we decided we would take on the dysfunctional belief and then figure out that we've done it and then work through it. So many of us take on too many things. I know numerous clients who talk about, they have this habit of saying, oh, I'll do it, when they want someone to volunteer at school or at work, or for their kids' little league soccer team, or like I said, at school, to be a room mother. Their hand always goes up. And the next thing you know, they've got so many things going on that they don't have time to even think. So they're running on what we call no energy, where it's what I call they're energetically bankrupt. They're always running in the red. Every day when they wake up, they have so many obligations that by the time 10 o'clock comes, their energy account is already depleted, and they're running on empty. So they're in the red. And as a result, they look one day and they decide, what, my body's breaking down and I'm unhappy. And I can't figure out what it is. I've done all these things for other people. Why am I not happy? Why aren't people supporting me? Well, it's because you got too many obligations, and what you're teaching people is to depend on you and not have to do it themselves or find someone else. So they're doing exactly what you wanted them to do. Another thing is, this kind of goes along with it, too much work and not enough play. Play, I learned has a very, very important role in flowing money, and in health, as in creativity, and in all areas of our life. I used to be growing up under the care of a workaholic. My dad, play was something that we just didn't do very much. It was more about what have you done every day to, earn your right to be here. They didn't say those words, but that was a message that was sent. And so play was not something I did very much. In fact, I called myself a little mother at 6 years old. When my youngest brother, there were 6 of us, and I had 2 younger brothers, and I was put in charge of the 2 younger brothers. But when my youngest brother was born, I remember my mother putting him in my lap when I was 6 years old and saying, okay, it's your job to take care of this kid so that I can get some work done around here. So I became a mother at 6 years old. So play was only something that I could do in conjunction with taking care of somebody else. So what that did was that programmed me that the only time I could be safe playing is if I was taking care of somebody else. So that means if I went to a football game, I had to carry my cell phone with me or my pager so that if a client called me, I could take care of them. Or in other words, I just wasn't allowed to play for the sake of playing. And so it took me a long time to learn what play really was about. And what they explained to me is the reason play is so important is it resets your second chakra, which is your creativity chakra. And to do that, you have to be doing something that's fun, to which there is absolutely no attachment to the outcome. So whether you're finger painting, for example, you don't care about how it turns out. Or if you go play a game of golf, you don't care whether you win or lose. So that is a definition of fun. Of play. Play can't be taking a walk if you're really doing it because you need to do exercise. And you can fool yourself in saying, well, I'm only walking because, I just enjoy it. But if you walk 3 blocks and decide, oh no, I can't stop now because I need to keep going, then there's an attachment to the outcome. As soon as there's attachment to the outcome, the inner child knows that this is work. To the child, as soon as there is an attachment to the outcome, it becomes work. It is no longer fun. So play is important in flowing money because it resets the second chakra. And if done correctly, it can help put money back into your energy account. It's not so much about putting it back in as it is about resetting everything, like taking your mind off something and kind of getting you back to that balance point. Because when you play and you're having fun, you're not thinking about your troubles. And that's the importance of play. And if you don't do enough play and you're always work, what you'll end up with is blocked creativity. And when you have blocked creativity, as you know, money doesn't flow. Because you need to be creative and you need to create space for money to come in and new ideas that make money. So I think I'm about out of time here, so I guess we will do a part 3 on the obstacles to flowing money, because there are a couple more that are really, really important. So hopefully this will help you for this week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.